Hello everybody, I'm Mastia. Got a couple air impacts, these high torque air impacts that I've owned for a while. I kind of want to go over and talk to you about what I think about them and how they've performed. First off, they're both great impacts. Second off, I didn't buy them because I thought they were the best. Well, this guy I actually bought because based on reviews and other mechanics, Torque Test channel, for the best tool truck, half-inch drive air impact, power-wise, this guy is the best. Puts down a lot of torque. They advertise 1600 breakaway, which I doubt it can really do, but this thing topples the Snapon and the Mac half-inch air impact offerings. This is the Matco MT2779G for green. And I bought this from my Matco dealer almost a year ago, and I haven't used it a whole lot, but I have used it on and off for the last year. And it's done suspension bolts, lug nuts, spring hanger stuff, dump truck and trailer work mainly is what I used it for, in tighter places where I couldn't fit the MG1250. We'll talk about that in a sec. But the MT2779 is a hoss. Hands down, in my opinion, for 500 or 600 bucks, I forget what I paid, somewhere between there, 550. Sometimes they go on sale. I'm sure the price has gone up on them since I bought mine. But again, when I did buy it, I had a very hard time deciding what color to get, because my Matco dealer a year ago, he had literally every color offering that you can get this in the stubby version and the high torque full power version. He had yellow, green, the maroon, original Matco maroon, and then he had green, maroon, yellow, and orange. They didn't have blue then. Now he has pink, but all he has on the truck now is maroon and pink. But I had a hard time deciding what color to go with. I ended up going with green. I thought the green looked pretty nice. And then about 6 months later, I was like, I need a boot after damaging the plastic housing. I'll show you in a bit. But I got a boot now to prevent any more of that from happening. They're like 25 to 30 bucks, and it's a silicone boot. It fits really nice, feels good, and it doesn't mark up the plastic, kind of like the thicker ones I have on my Mac guns. So my Matco dealer now has a green boot for this instead of black. So I'm thinking about getting the green boot. I think it'd look kind of cool. But so yeah, this sucker freaking hits hard. And the last shop I worked at, we had an Ingrosso Rand 3/4 impact. There was the shop's impact, and then we had the older version of this. I think it was the MT2769. I think it was like rated for 1,300 foot-pounds or something. And then the other mechanic there, he had an old Mac gun, which was really powerful, and we all loved using it. It was an old school Mac half-inch. And then when I bought this, we went to this when there was stuff we couldn't get off, and it would take care of it. I really like the selector switches on the back for forward and reverse. And then I like the dial back here. It's really nice. These are made in Taiwan, but the quality is just great. I love it. So it hits hard. It's pretty lightweight. It's not super big. And it just gets the job done day in and day out. But I mainly do diag work now at a diesel pickup shop. So I do mainly just diagnostics, so I don't use this kind of stuff that often, but it still gets used here and there. Or I'll let a tech borrow my tools that I don't use if theirs is broken or theirs won't get the job done. So let me get the boot off of it so you guys get a better look. So yeah, I like it better with the boot off. I think it looks pretty nice. Matco tools right there. Really strong plastic housing. MT2779, 7,500 RPM, made in Taiwan, high power impact wrench. And I'll show you where I dinged it up. I was replacing shocks on a side dump trailer that a semi-truck pulls at the last place I worked at. And I backed the impact up into the frame rail like an idiot. And the corner here got caught in there. And I haven't used this thing a whole lot. It's been used quite a bit, but not like excessively. Even though I've had it for a year, I do like to take really good care of my tools. But that's the deal. When you have plastic, these composite impacts, man, you back it into something, it just chews it to hell. So I wish I had that guard on it. I don't know if the boot would have done much. It is silicone boot, but I think it would have helped that from happening. It did look a lot worse, but I took a little file to it and tried to smooth it out the best I could. Whoop-de-doo, it's a tool. I know, I could send it out, have a housing put on it, but it's not a big deal to me. But yeah, the MT2779, I highly recommend it if you don't care about price and you just want power. You will not be disappointed with this impact. If you go and buy the PT 850, I forget what it is, Snap-on's newest offering for half-inch high torque, you might be disappointed because I've heard they're kind of gutless compared to the other ones. You'd be better off going with this guy or maybe the Mac half-inch high torque, the candy apple red one. But that one is kind of awkward and kind of bulky. This one's a lot narrower, and it's kind of looks like an IR, but IR does not make Matco's impact wrenches. They used to, I think. I might be wrong, but they don't anymore. I forget the name of the company that does make Matco's impacts, but they're spot on. They're super durable. They last a long time. I did the research, and so yeah, a little pricey, but they go on sale from time to time. You can get them for about maybe under 500 here and there. So that's that. And let's go on to the big dog. So I was really contemplating on what brand to get for a 3/4 air impact. The place I work at now doesn't really require this. I work on smaller pickups now, diesel pickups. I used to work on heavy duty, and I was really on the fence for getting a 3/4 impact. I looked around. I was trying to save money at the time. I looked at the Capri 3/4 impact. It's like $300 or $400. But I didn't want to pay it in full right away. Had a lot of bills at the time, so I just put it on the account. I went with a Snap-on. It was on promo at the time. I think these are normally over $1,000, and I got it on promo for about $900. And my dealer gave me I think he gave me a break on it compared to the full price. So I paid under $1,000, somewhere in between $900 and $1,000. Sounds like a lot of money, but the MG guns are really awesome. I have owned an MG 325 3/8 air impact. Looks very similar to this, just very small compared to this. And these are magnesium housing, high torque impact, air, oil bath, lubrication. Very high quality, very durable, and very powerful. A lot of people might argue that. I'm sure there are other 3/4 impacts that'll smoke this thing, but for taking semi-truck lug nuts off and big bolts and suspension work, this thing is really nice, and it's not super heavy like a lot of the other 3/4 impacts. and it's very nimble. It's not too bulky, and it just gets it done. And that's what I like about the MG series guns. So let me get the boot off of this one so you guys can see it. Normally I don't have the small airline adapter on it. This is a 3/8 and or quarter, I don't know. But anyway, I normally have the bigger air on it. The shop I used to work at, we had a bigger air hose, and this thing would really rip with that bigger air hose on it, especially for doing lug nuts on the dump trucks and stuff. It would just buzz them right off. Way faster than the Milwaukee Fuel high torque. That thing, you'd sit there forever, and it would eventually get it off, because those things do get over torqued. They sit on the trucks forever. They rust on the studs. This thing just buzzes them right off. Nice push button deal on the back. It is pretty stiff when it's new, but now it's broken in. Worked good. 3 power settings. Nice dial. Freaking awesome tool. And they come with a boot. You don't have to pay extra for it, luckily. So let me get the boot off this, show you guys what it looks like. Show you the anvil. Really nice impact. So yeah, there's the MG without the boot. And it's pretty nice looking impact. There's the part number, MG1250. 1250 on, 1250 off. Good power to weight ratio. I found an old advertisement video on YouTube, an official like Snapon commercial for the MG 1200. Probably in the early 2000s or so, the video's from. It's kind of a cool, funny little commercial. Shows like a tech using this, taking dump truck wheels off and stuff, just ripping it. Freaking awesome. But yeah, I love this thing. It's nice and narrow. It is big, don't get me wrong. But for a 3/4 compared to the 1/2 inch Matco, it's not too big. That's what I like about it. It doesn't require a handle or anything like a lot of those other 3/4 impacts. Another thing I love this is taking cylinder head bolts out of like big cat motors, 15-liter engines and stuff. These 1/2 inch ones, they just don't cut it. And numbers are numbers. People look at this and say, oh, it's only 1250 foot-pounds, but man, that's a 3/4 anvil on the end of that thing, and it's 1250 foot-pounds. Like 1250 foot-pounds, that's plenty. And this is rated for 1600. And when I've taken those C15 cat head bolts out, this thing would not do it. Obviously, I had to have an adapter 1/2 to 3/4 to run my big Snap-on 12-point 3/4 drive, 3/4 out socket. But with this gun, you put it on there, it just takes it right out. So a lot of people think they're underpowered, these Snap-ons, but man, they're 3/4, they're MG 1250. It's a hoss. It's comfortable to use. It's smooth. Great power. Not too heavy. Really nice trigger. It's not spongy or anything. Forward and reverse works good enough for me. I love it. And the dial, so you can dial it down. I normally always have it on full tilt, but put up to 3 and just take off. They say 90 psi max. Pfft, screw that. We'll run that sucker 120 or higher, and she just comes alive even more. So anyway, hope you guys like this little overview, my opinions on what I got for high torque air impacts. And thanks for watching, and like, comment, share, subscribe, leave a comment, and have a good one.